Hello and welcome to another episode of Inside the Vault. Today we'll be speaking with Nick Beresheff, President and CEO of Bullion Management Group and author of $10,000 Gold, Why Gold's Inevitable Rise is the Investor's Safe Haven. Over the last few weeks we've been answering questions from our Bullion Buzz readers, and today we have another question for Nick. This one is submitted by Frank from Toronto, Ontario. And Frank writes, what is the latest announcement for the IMF regarding the Chinese renminbi in the SDR basket?
Well, in fact, very recently on November 13th, Christine Lagarde, who's the managing director of the IMF, announced that the Chinese renminbi had met two criteria to be included in the SDR basket. One was the export criteria, which it has met for a number of years. But the second criteria was that it be freely usable for international transactions. As a result, the Executive Board determined that it is freely usable and recommends that it be included in the SDR basket as the fifth currency, together with the British pound, euro, Japanese yen, and the US dollar. The meeting for this approval is set for the IMF's Executive Board for November 30th.
So in order to meet the IMF criteria, what are some of the recent developments in respect to the renminbi?
Well, there was number one. The first one was the first phase of the cross-border payment system, which is called CIPS, launched on October 8th. Now, this is intended to replace transactions that were previously routed exclusively through the SWIFT system. Now, Russia has also launched its own alternative to the SWIFT system. Secondly, in August of this year, China's currency had entered the top four of world payment currencies, overtaking the Japanese yen. The UK government issued a 3 billion renminbi bond. Now, currently, Britain only holds reserves in US dollars, euros, Canadian, and yen, and this signals that future potential as a reserve currency for the UK.
Once China is accepted in the SDR basket, what will the next steps be?
Well, once they are accepted in the SDR basket, then the next step is what percentage will their currency rank in terms of allocation. Now, this is a formula that's constantly changes the allocation, but one of the main factors that it's based on is the reserves. And the reserves that are used include gold. Now, analysts anticipate China will announce its true gold reserves by transferring gold from its sovereign wealth fund to the central bank. Currently, China has about 1,658 metric tons and is number 6 in the world in gold reserves. While China has made several announcements over the last few months for small increases, analysts expect that when China announces its true gold holdings, it will exceed 5,000 tons, and as a result will get a higher percentage inclusion in the SDR.
And what effect would this have on gold?
Well, most analysts believe this will cause an instantaneous, massive price increase in gold, and at the same time the US dollar will decrease in value because it will be slowly replaced as the world's reserve currency.
Thank you, Nick. And thank you to our viewers. If you have questions for Nick, please submit them to info@bmgbullion.com, and Nick will try to answer them on an upcoming edition of Inside the Vault. Thanks for watching.